Welcome back. Today our guest is Kelly Ingram. She has a son with special needs, and it has been passed in other states, medicinal marijuana. It may be coming our way. Kelly, I'd like to ask you how you feel about medicinal marijuana for your special needs child.
We call it weed girl. That way you don't get all tongue-tied. just say weed girl. You can be. Well, you know, I am 100% for it. And you know, because of what I do for a living, I'm a Christian singer-songwriter. I'm on the speaking circuit. A lot of people don't agree with me. And they also don't agree with my fighting techniques when I go into the ring and I hone my skills and all that stuff. But I got to keep it real. If you don't live my life, you know, you can't fault me for my opinion. Right. I'm 100% for it, and I'll tell you why. Because I've had a barrage of different kinds of medication that my son's been on. He's been on Risperdal. Risperdal is what you see on TV now that everybody's suing everybody over because it causes breasts, okay? And at 270 is what he was on at his highest weight. We took him off of Risperdal back during the summer. He now weighs 180. Wow. His blood pressure is lower, and he started having liver problems. So all those things have corrected themselves since we took him off legal Risperdal. Before we had him on Risperdal, we had him on Strattera. And Strattera is the drug that everybody's freaking out over because it's causing suicidal thoughts, and several children, teenage children of his age, have committed suicide.
But Kelly, wait a minute. When I was researching this too, they're saying that they do not know what the long terms of this cannabis oil are. That it too could possibly lead to suicidal tendencies and schizophrenia, because they do not know what the long-term effects are. Do you think those effects could be worse than what he's taking now?
Well, let me be blunt with you, and let me tell you.
Please do.
As a younger person, I smoked weed all the time. Okay. Girl, I was never suicidal. I was the happiest person on this earth. Okay, I was very mellow, very calm. So let me say this: the reason why they don't
schizophrenic?
No.
Okay.
But you know that's it. Well, you know, I was a little heavy gal. But I have to tell you, the medicine that he's on now is called Seroquel, and it is for schizophrenia. He's not schizophrenic. He's autistic. There is no medication for autism. But I will tell you this, that they're putting a lot of people that have epilepsy on the medical marijuana, and it's absolutely all but squashing epilepsy.
Now,
you know, I want to try that.
Is there a difference between medical marijuana and then the illegal
Just
that you buy on the
Just the way you take it in. Okay. There's no way I'd give my son a joint and say, here, smoke this, boy. He wouldn't know what to do. Yeah. You can put it in cookies or whatever. The oil extract is black. And it's real thick, so there's no way he would ever drink that. I would have to put it in something to mask the smell and the taste.
Will it burn his brain cells? Like in the smoking it does?
Well, no, and I'll tell you, there's one thing I will say about medical marijuana that I really love more than anything. There's no side effects. The only side effects they have found so far is low blood pressure. I've never seen anybody die from low blood pressure. High blood pressure I have, which he had when he's on Risperdal. Go ahead, girl.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you, have they found out if it is addictive to children with autism?
It's non-addictive. There is nothing about it that's
could he be
addictive.
on it the rest of his life?
And be perfectly fine, yes, so far, yes. From what research we've done so far. But because it's not legal yet, we're not paying for enough research yet to see what it does to autistic people.
Right. Now, Kelly, I agree, but I think there probably are side effects and there probably are addictions. I know from what I've studied, even medical marijuana, any kind of marijuana can become addictive once you stay on it. Any medication can become addictive. But if that helps the child, I followed a family of a little girl, I think she's 5 years old, Adele, where the family, I know it's been on the news a lot, that they were in New Jersey. She was having epileptic seizures to a deadly state. And they had no choice after petitioning Christie and the legislation to try and get medical marijuana passed for their child's condition. They were unsuccessful. So they moved to Colorado. And following that child now, you see that that child now no longer has those daily epileptic seizures. And so if my child was in that position, I'd do the same thing.
So what would you rather have? Would you rather have an addiction issue or an autism issue?
I would rather have an addiction issue. And if it's an addiction issue to marijuana, I personally think there's a lot worse things that they could be addicted to, because you're right, this is not a drug that makes someone violent that I've ever seen.
No.
It is something that calms you down. I mean, I wasn't saved till I was 19 and I tried it as a teenager. And the only reason I didn't continue to use it was because it made me sleepy and I didn't want to go to sleep. But it never...
I need that every night.
Well, let me just tell you this. My son goes to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and he gets up at 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
He sleeps 2 hours every day.
Maybe, if I'm lucky.
You get no rest at all?
No, girl, that's why they wanted to put concealer under my eyes and just tack it on.
Oh my
Would
God.
he need more and more and more marijuana as
No.
time goes on? It's
No.
just a standard dose.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. And then we would have to figure out what that magic dose is. It does not fluctuate with weight or age or anything
Stay
like
with
that.
us. We're coming right back with Kelly Ingram. Thank you.